everybody, it's Chloe Save Victor. Well, how's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It's another video from older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes, and it is that time of month. It is the 1st of June, so that means it's collab time with my name twin, Makeup Therapy, and we're the Manuelas, and we're going to be playing. We've been always playing with the two palettes, so that way we won't be doing this for years because we both have a lot of mutual palettes. So the main palette is the Nomad Royal Europe, and then to add some, if we need some mattes or some extra color, the Beauty Bay Bright Matte Palette, which is a classic Beauty Bay palette. If you're looking for an all-encompassing palette, I think this is one of the ones, at least especially mattes. So they do have one with shimmers. So if that's something you're into, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. All right, so let's get ready to do a look. Let's get our fringe, or try to get our fringe out of the way. There we go. I have my base already on. I just did a light blush, a little bit of blingy highlighter, and my brows, and now we're ready to roll. So like I said, we are going to be playing with the Nomad Royal Europe and the Beauty Bay Bright Matte Palette as our two palettes for this month. Theme is kind of royal look. You know, Royal Europe. But as we know, most royals, their makeup is pretty neutral. It's not about a lot of color, unless of course maybe you're Elizabeth I. She liked to spackle it on. Spirit person. And but I thought, you know, maybe just what we would classify as royal colors, and I think this palette pretty much does it with its very jewel tony feel, with jewel tone purples and greens and a little bit of neutrals or like golds for all the coin. And yeah, so in case, because this does has a good share of mattes, but they are mostly on the mid to darker side. So to add a little bit of brightness as needed for blending, we do have the Bright Mattes palette. This is quite the classic palette from Beauty Bay. They do have a version that is mattes with shimmers, which came out after this. But yeah, this covers pretty much everything. This is a really good palette to have to use with other palettes that may not have enough colors for you. Not that the Royal Europe does. The Royal Europe you can use on its own, but again, we are using two palettes at a time. My friend Rhea on her channel, she always does Is It Too Old for Fridays? And this is always the one that she uses if she needs any blending shades, and then she goes over whatever palette that she's using. So she usually ends up using a shade or two or three from this palette to supplement whatever palette that she's working on, because again, this got really good for if you're looking for blending colors or inner corner white or a little bit of highlight. This covers all your bases. So I was thinking what I want to do is do something that's very purple with just a little smidge of green. So maybe like a green shimmer into the inner corner, because this is a very pretty, I really do like this purpley shade here. So I think I'm going to be sticking around here with maybe a little bit of here. So if I do that, that's definitely going to need a blending shade from here. This one's a little bit too warm. This would be really nice if you're doing a neutrally brown and gold look. Like I said, I wanted to stick more in here with just that pop of green, I think, in the outer corner, I think is my plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyeballs. I'm going to use, because I couldn't find, been kind of organizing a little bit, and I organized my primers that I've been panning away. So they're somewhere around. So I just thought I'm going to use the Most Concealer from Kimchi as a concealer, unless I'm doing a full white look. Is a bit bright for me, but I do really like this as an eye primer. And I've been trying to use everything that's open first before opening anything else. So we are going to do this. So I forgot that this already has a little brush in there, but I'm just going to use it to pat the first little bit on, and then use my regular brush that I use, which I believe is, yes, it is a Sigma brush. It's like this nice kind of fun shaped one, almost like a pyramid. So, well, we're all talking Europe, or Royal Europe, or royal, so there are the, you know, thinking of the Egyptian pharaohs, they were quite royal. I do like a lot of stuff that has to do with Egypt. Stargate's one of my favorite shows. Somebody just has to pop up a video of some kind of documentary on Egypt, and I'm like, oh, time to watch all the Stargates, which I just finished watching all the Stargate Atlantises. So as always, I'm very curious to see what Manuela is going to do on her eyes. If sometimes we have similar color choices, our looks are definitely always very different, which is fantastic. It'd be pretty boring if we all did the same thing. So for a blending shade, I'm just going to take a nice fluffy brush here. This is the only Wayne Goss brush I own. I got it in a Beautylish Lucky Bag. I'm going to take the shade called, I'm going to take the shade called Nothing Else, and I'm just going to use that to blend up into my brow bone a little bit. This shade here is, when I first went back into makeup, like for wearing for work and stuff, and it was, and then Urban Decay was quite the thing, and the Naked palettes, I always would run out of whatever palette I had was this particular shade. So I took to paying a fortune buying the single Urban Decay shade, because that was always the lightest kind of bone skin tone shade. It was always the one I panned. If I didn't use the whole palette, that one shade definitely got panned. So I always like using a light, almost my skin tone one to blend up. It's also a good trick if you put up too much primer, just to flatten that out a little bit. And then, like I said, we're going to be playing with purple. So I'm going to do a light, let's see, what do I have a nice light purple that I want to use? Yeah, because I have this dark purple that I'd like to play with, and there's a bit of this reddy tone. So I think I'm just going to take a little bit to pop into the middle. I'm going to take a little bit of, one is Purple Power. I'm going to just take a little bit of Purple Power. This is a nice glowy shade. Kind of looks like that glowy shimmer that's in here. So I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm just going to clean it off a little bit. Why mess up a lot of brushes when all that has is a bone shade in there. So again, yes, we're going to go into Purple Power. And I'm just going to stick a little bit of that into the middle to the outer, and then I will deepen it. But I don't want to go too far over there because, oh, maybe I might put a little green in, because I do want to use that green shimmer. I think purple and green look great together as well. One of my besties always does purple and green hair. It's always half of her hair is purple, half of it is green. It's very fun. Don't, just for cost and upkeep. I mean, I could do it myself, which I do with the black, but colorful hair is a lot of work, and the bleach is really hard on my baby fine hair. So it is better just for me to stay away from doing the bright colors. If you have really thick hair, then I think it can take the hammering of bleaching more. I might want to do a little bit of a winged out look. So I don't have a flattish brush. I do. So I'm just going to again take a little bit of Purple Power just to give myself a little bit of a wing, I think. They had a nice sale a little while back, and I was able to score that one. It was on my list, but it was during my no buy. But last year, the end of the year went a little bit rougher than I thought. But I think I'm going to do way better. I'm already doing way better. The quantity of makeup I have been buying the last little while has really been way less. So I'm actually quite proud of myself for that. I am trying to go to actually a no buy again, just for a little while, to try and save some pennies. I've been doing some work on the apartment with some decorating stuff, so I've been buying some things, and there's been a few in makeup. There's been a few little sales, so I did for JD Glow, because they were closing down. I finally got to pick up some of their stuff. There's been with Give Me Glow a couple sales, so I had gotten a couple palettes in the last 6 months or so, a little bit cheaper. And then I just got from Unearthly, who I love. I was gifted their large summer mystery box, which I loved. But I kind of was liking that little palette in the other one, and Wilma really likes the blush in the little one, and they had it for $20. Can you believe it? It was $40 for the big and $20 for the small. So since Martha was picking up the big one because she already had the small one, I said pop it in there. I mean, for $20, come on now. And then that way I can send Wilma. I'm going to try it out though. I've already told her I'm going to try it once, but the blush is yours because I've been getting a little bit of pink blush lately and I'm kind of still in my orange phase. So I thought I'll use it, but it's that little palette that was in there. The lip products, they make a good lip product. It's neither here nor there, but I really did like that little palette that was in there. I actually liked from the big box better, except for the palette. I actually liked the smaller palette in the smaller box, even though now that I own it, I really love the big palette, but just color story wise, the little one, and it would have been nice if I could just flop those two things, but I guess now I sort of can. $20, right? Okay, so those are the two shades that for now I'm going to leave as the two shades that I've used from the Beauty Bay. Yeah, I got a shade that I like there. So now let's go on to the Royal Europe. This one, the packaging is so beautiful. It's nice and tactile. And as you can see, the color story is gorgeous. So this one really, these two, of course, the green, but this one has like a nice halo-y effect to it. I thought it was very pretty. So when it came for, I think I got it like 30 or 40% off. It was a really good price. So yeah. Okay, so we are going to go into the darkest purple that's in here. And this one is called Buckingham Palace. Been there, done that. So here is Buckingham Palace. So we are going to do that. I'm going to take a slightly smaller flat brush. And we're going to go into Buckingham Palace. These have really nice imprints in them too. So I'm actually quite happy that we picked this one because I haven't had a chance to play with it as much as I wanted to. So in this way, I can. Yeah, I like that. That's a very pretty shade. Pinks, purples, and reds I really like, but I always find it's a little bit harder for me to use. If it's a green, a yellow, an orange, neutrals are always easy, but to get a nice pink red look or really good purple look. Blues I've been really good with as well, but so Manuela got to go on a nice vacation, went to LA, she has some fun little videos. She got to meet in person Viva You're Pretty, which is very cool. Got to go to the Max Factor Museum. I like to do that. I don't know why we can't get Max Factor here. I heard various tales as to why we don't get it here anymore, but I have one lipstick, a Marilyn Red one, that I had to get through Amazon to get it from the UK. But yeah, okay, so that is really pretty. Going to, yeah, let's do the bottom lash line already. Just going to tap it out here. I just don't want to get any fallout since I did do my base. Also going to be cat sitting this weekend. And that usually gets me a few dollars, which I'm going to use towards some dishes. Be a better consumer and just not consume to consume. And I've been buying so many books lately, and I have so many, so it's like, why don't you read all the books you have before whittling down your list. So there is that. Okay, yeah, I really like that shade. That is really pretty. So next up, we are going to go into the shade that is, it's more of a reddy purple maybe. It's called the Ballroom. So that's that shade there. So we are going to use that. Here's a brush that's stained red. Yes, yeah, make sure that it is a stain. Yes, so my one and only P. Louise brush. All right, so we're going to go into the Ballroom. Actually, I like this brush. I hear they're really good. I finally got some, thanks to my friend for my birthday. I got some Trixie Mattel ones, which I quite liked. But yeah, I keep hearing how wonderful these brushes are. Like I said, I only have one, and I quite enjoy it. I use it a lot because it's a great size, and it's nice and floofy. There we go. So that's going to be a dramatically royal shaded eye. Oh, I wonder, should we do a dramatic lip to go with? I didn't bring out any lip products until I decided to finish this, so I can see if I want to go neutral. And weirdly liking neutral lipsticks lately. I think that the draw for that is when you go out, it's easier to clean up if you eat with neutral lipstick than when you use the bright red. Bright reds are still my favorite lipsticks. I'm on the last nubbin of my favorite red of all time, but I already got a replacement ready to roll. It's the Besame Red. Victory Red's gorgeous too, but I already have a backup to the one that I'm finishing there, so I'm okay. But I did not have for the Besame Red. Clean that up. All right, that looks nice. So we were thinking we wanted to do, yeah, we gotta put, I think it's pretty even, the white space. Or is there a little bit more here? Maybe there's a little bit more here, so maybe just a smidge more purple. Okay, yeah, I think now the white space is more the same. All right. I'm going to take a clean brush. I'm just gonna double check it's a clean brush. Every once in a while I do by accident mix ones I've already used in my clean cup, and then it's like, damn, I just want to nicely get the edges soft. Okay, there we go. So, oh, this green is so beautiful. It's called Royal Orb. It seems to go from a light green to a dark green, so it definitely has, it's definitely a duochrome, and this purple is really beautiful, so we're gonna work that in. But I think the greens that are in here are a little bit dark. I mean, again, depending on how, you see how it gets really dark, so it technically is good, but I think I want a slightly brighter one, I think, just for the inner. So I think we're going to use the shade, yeah, we're going to use the shade here that is called Granny Smith. So we're going to use a little bit of Granny Smith there, and yeah, let's use the brush that we used for blending, and then let's pop a little bit into the front. So we have a little bit of a base for our shimmer. Yeah, I think I like the shade a lot because this one and the one next to it that is Slice of Lime, the bees are almost gone. Alrighty, so we can definitely say we are done with this one. So now we're going to go into the shade that again is Royal Orb. So I'm going to grab me a flat brush. I have some spray, the Rude Cosmetics Radiant Setting Spray. It also works good for this. Very pretty, hey? And I give it a spray. You can find the end. Gorgeous. Look at that. So nice. Grab a little more. Brush is still damp, so I don't need to spray anymore. There we go. So pretty. Let me know if you have this palette and if you're a fan of Nomad or of Beauty Bay. I think most people are because it's nice, affordable, good makeup for the Beauty Bay. So we do have two purpley shimmers. We have a St. Edward's Crown. This is the kind of glowy purple. And then we've got this one that is called Bleu de France. And it's like it goes to a greeny blue to a purple. It's got a nice shift there. So let's pop them on our hand here. So there's that one there. That looks like your, your old school duochrome. And what I mean by that is originally when a lot of the brands, their first shade is always like a blue or bluey green to purple. It's always so hard to show how it shifts, but you can see it there a little bit, I think. And then we of course have the St. Edward's Crown. And there we go. Think even though I really want the St. Edward's Crown, I think I'm going to go with Bleu de France. I'm going to find another flattish brush, y'alls. And then we're going to go into that. We do also have a little green on our eyes, so maybe having a bluey green might be nice. I don't know. Let's see. We're going to let's go do it here. So funny, when I first looked down it went on really blue, but then here you can see it a little bit more purple. So that's the nice fun thing with duochrome multichromes, is the different shades that it can do. Actually, maybe I will do the other one to a little bit more, like do a gradient into the center and then just leave the darker outer edge. Right? Yeah, that's pretty. All right, but we will do a little bit of St. Edward's Crown. So I'm just gonna use the same brush because I quite liked that. And then, yeah, what's nice about these shimmery shades in here, if you're the type of person who does not like to use their finger, these go on really nice just with a brush and a little bit of spray. So you luck out that way. I know a lot of people don't. So I think I want a little bit more darkness on the outer edge. So I'm going to clean off this brush. I'm digging it, and we're gonna go back into Buckingham Palace and then just do, okay. There we go. I like that. I think that is really pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go finish up, play around with, did I get some red on my face? Oh, I got a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna fix that, play around with some lips and stuff, and we'll be right back. Here we are, we're back. There we go. Let's think royal, let's think ascot, let's put on a hat. So for lips, I used one of my favorite lip colors from Colored Rain. This is the Arabian Nights. I've had this one for a while, so it's nice to be able to keep using it before it expires. It's not as great for your teeth though. It does make it look a little yellow, but it goes perfectly with the eye look. And then I needed a little bit in the inner, something in the inner corner. So I've got this purple shade here, which is called Deep Violet. And this is by Laura Geller. So I did that. A little mascara, a teeny bit of black line along the lash line there. So I didn't feel like lashes because I'm waiting for my cat visitor to arrive that I'm going to be cat sitting for the weekend. So I didn't want to be having lashes. So anyways, that is my collab look for my monthly collab with my name twin, who goes by Makeup Therapy on YouTube and Instagram. Definitely check her out and see what look she does. And these are the palettes we're playing with: the Nomad Royal Europe and the Beauty Bay Bright Mattes. And there we go. That's our look. What do you think? I like it. So that's it from me. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends, and we can still do collabs together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.